Welcome to Job Carr Cabin Museum and our rainbow spinner craft. This is the fun spinner that we're going to be creating with this month's craft kit. So, when you pick up your kit, these are all the supplies that you'll receive. You're also going to need a sharp pencil. So, the first thing you're going to find are some little circles and some strips of paper in different colors. And I'm going to take my glue stick here and put that glue all around the circle. Then you're going to pick out which color strips you want to start with. It doesn't really matter which order you do them in. And put a little glue onto the edge. And then stick it onto the circle. Make sure it goes past the center of the circle so that once you attach the stick, they'll all be connected together. And keep layering on the colors. Make sure you get lots of glue between each one. So we have 8 strips of fabric, or 8 strips of colors that we're giving you. So you can do 2 to each side and then the other direction. Crisscross them like this. And make sure you're putting more glue on every layer so they all stay well stuck together. And just keep layering them on top of each other. And 2 more strips to go here. Alright, so now we have the set of 8 strips on top of that one circle underneath. Then you're going to put some more glue onto the second circle and put that right on top of all of those pieces. Now I recommend waiting about 20 to 30 seconds for that glue to dry before you start this next step. With that glue good and set on our first layer, next we're going to turn this into the 3D shape like this. So to do that, we're going to take our third circle here. Again, lots of glue all around, and then glue on the other edge of the strips of fabric. And this time we're going to pull it to the center, and again, make sure that it goes past the middle of the circle. And you're going to pull these up from opposite sides so that they're well layered together. Bring it to the center. More glue. Layer it on. And just continue until you get all 8 strips connected to the middle, and then you're going to let it dry for another 20 to 30 seconds just to make sure that that glue is good and secure. Now you can see we've got our 3D cylinder here. And the next step is to take a really sharp pencil. You might need a grown-up to help you with this part. And you're going to make a hole through all of those layers of paper. So you just kind of hold it, make sure that you're not going to poke your fingers on the other side, and kind of wiggle it through all those pieces until you can see the tip poke through the other side, just like this. You don't want the whole pencil to go through the hole, you're just trying to make a small piece there. And you're going to do the same thing on both sides of the circle. Remember, you're going through 10 layers of paper here, so it takes a little bit of time to be patient with it. And it will come through. There we go. All right. So we've got a chopstick here, and you're going to take the chopstick and go through that hole you just made with the pencil. And this time you are going to send it all the way up to the top. Now you can see that these have separated. That's not a big deal. If that happens, just go back and add a little more glue and press it together to make sure it holds. And then you can get that chopstick to go up to the top there. And at the top, you just want the tip of the chopstick to barely poke through like this. Then we're giving you a little piece of putty, and you are going to take this out of the protective piece and stretch it into 4 pieces. Just kind of pull it apart. It's sort of like Play-Doh, but it's a little bit stickier. And you're going to put that piece of putty on the top and then onto each layer of the circles here. So press this down here. That's the top of it. And then the other piece is going to go and kind of wrap around the chopstick here to hold it in place. And you'll do the same thing on the bottom here, just wrapping around the chopstick to keep it steady. And then, again, give it just a couple seconds to dry out a bit. And then you can start spinning your rainbow spinner. We hope you have a lot of fun making this craft. We'll see you again next time here at the Job Carr Cabin Museum.